What's up?
And at a great time too, because John just told me he's having some difficulties, so I don't think he's gonna be on right away. I was gonna react to these trade videos, but shoot,
Yeah.
this is better. This is better. We got my opponent live. I need to find out how to get out of this. I don't know how to end this portion. Can you see what I'm seeing
As far as I see on the Discord or on the stream,
on the Discord?
it just shows watch together in your face.
Oh, okay. I don't even know how to copy this all together, cuz. Oh, there we go. Lean back further. Okay. Oh, had to figure that shit out. Had to figure that shit out. All right. Say something for me, Sean.
Yeah, yo, yo, yo.
Okay, yeah, there it goes. There it goes. It's working. It's working, man. So Ajan is probably gonna join us a little bit later. He's having some technical difficulties right now at the moment. Um, but have you been following the trade deadline, bro?
A little bit. In the NFL, the main thing is Shaheed to the Seahawks, Sauce to the Colts, and Cowboys got the D tackle.
Quentin Williams. I love it. I love it.
Um, you want to talk about the fantasy trades first or the NFL trades?
But shit, we can go through either one, really. I think the most important. I mean, shit, we can start off with what we just seen today. Jalen Waddle for Marvin Harrison, which isn't bad to me in my opinion. I think it's decent.
Yeah, that's an interesting one to me. That's like to me it's two players of equal value,
Yeah.
but just different their points come in different forms.
Mm-hmm.
So that's more of like a personal preference type of trade in my opinion.
Yeah, yeah. I think he's like you said, pretty much identical. They're both identical to each other. You get a little bit more boom, I think, with Jalen Waddle. Uh, just because he's the only guy there outside of A Chain. So there's a little bit more consistency and a little bit more chance to like really do something. But if the Cardinals are gonna keep playing Brissett, which I was hoping they did, um, it looks like Brissett isn't afraid to like get somebody involved. Like the way Kyler Murray is like he's not worried about it. Like Kyler Murray's almost playing like he thinks he's like one of those quarterbacks like a Jordan Love or a Josh Allen where he just throw it around. But nah, you got to get your guys involved. And with Brissett, you know, kind of showing that, getting McBride and Harrison involved. I do like it for I do like it for Walt too, man. I'm not gonna lie. I do like it for Walt.
Yeah, it's interesting. I told Cash I think it was time for him to move on, you know, from Harrison. I said it's time to win, and it's no longer wait and see how these guys turn out time.
Yeah.
So I think it was a good move for him. And then I like the potential of what, based off of what we just saw, of what Harrison could be for Walt.
Yeah.
Um, did any other trades go down today in fantasy?
No, that's the only one. That's the only one. Oh no, wait,
Yeah.
no. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That's the only one. I mean, the Charbonnet for Bo Nix trade went through, but that was the most recent one. That one was done on Sunday. I was hoping he'd get it done before then, but it didn't even matter. It didn't even matter.
Yeah,
And that's
he
what it made me feel better when when the fact that I lost is because it didn't matter if I wouldn't have played DJ Moore anyway, like, not over Metcalf. And then Chase Brown, like it just wouldn't have mattered. I would have lost regardless. So it made me feel a little bit better. Because I was like, fuck, I traded him too early. But when I added everything up, I was like, you know what? Nah, I think
Yeah,
that's
he's
looking
really
okay.
excited. He's really excited about that trade. To me, I told him like that doesn't really move the needle. I told him it's like you traded nothing for nothing,
What?
and so
Nothing for
I,
nothing?
I just don't see. I don't see Bo Nix outplaying Matt
Oh,
Stafford.
you're talking about that one. Oh, okay, okay, okay. I thought you were talking about
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Quinshawn and Chase. Okay.
yeah. I don't see Bo Nix. I think I'd rather have Bo Nix over Matt Stafford, but I don't see him outplaying Matt Stafford and doing anything crazy to the point where he would win or lose a game. And then the same thing with Charbonnet. I don't see Charbonnet doing nothing crazy. I could see him having a good week or two, but
Mm-hmm.
so in my opinion, that was a nothing for nothing trade. But I hear it was a complicated trade to agree to.
I mean, it started off like with a lot of Cash wanted. I understand what Cash was trying to do. And I mean, there was a lot of back and forth with like trades that involved Kamara, involved Diggs. He was trying to involve. He asked me about Nico at one point. He was definitely trying to get Rashee involved and a couple other players, but it was just for me. And I explained it. I was just like, I just can't take risks in return. And this is before any trade that I made. I didn't make any trade at this point. It was just cash and then we weren't just ideal trading partners because what he wanted, I didn't feel like he had enough to give me back in return for what I was looking for compared to be me being able to move on, and package players for somebody that can really be a difference maker for me. That's what I was looking for, and I didn't feel like he had the difference man. And if he did, he wasn't trying to let go of him. He didn't want to trade a Genti. He definitely doesn't want to trade Taylor. I mean, he didn't want to give up Devontae Adams either, and I feel like for what he was trying to get back, we just couldn't agree. But I don't think it was really a nothing for nothing trade because the way I see it is you got to be like for Bo Nix, he plays Las Vegas, then he plays Kansas City, and then he plays Washington, who's struggling, Vegas again, then he plays Kansas City another time, which should both those games could probably turn out to be shootouts. And the Vegas games could be just clear cut like takeovers. I mean, that could kind of like fuck him up in the end, to be honest with you, because if they're shootout or I mean if they're clear cut, I mean it doesn't matter what. I mean, I guess if it doesn't matter what Denver does, they're just gonna win those games. They can go however which way they want to go about it.
I,
But
I agree with that. Like I think on the weeks they play Vegas, he should start Stafford because I feel like McVay doesn't
mm,
understand situational football. He calls the plays he wants to call,
mm,
regardless if they're up, if they're down. He wants to pass, and that's just what he wants to do.
yeah,
So I feel like Stafford's better against games that could be blowouts or where the Broncos could be ahead.
I'm not gonna lie. I told Catch, I talked to him earlier today. I was thinking y'all were having like conversations about the trades because I didn't think I was gonna get either Ken Walker or Charbonnet simply for the fact that I thought y'all two were talking about schedules, and then the trade goes through, and then after the fact you guys are talking about schedules because I remember you said something about how the fuck what's it speaking of cheaters because I played Walt twice.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
that's.
don't. It is crazy. I'm not gonna lie, but it's just the way the dice rolled for me. Like,
I
some
don't think that's dice. Everyone else's schedule follows a specific pattern.
I don't know that pattern,
except
man.
for yours.
I don't know that pattern. I do not know it. I just
As
know
you
you. I
put,
don't even think you can adjust schedule on here. Can you?
I think it's possible.
I know if it was on Sleeper, you could. I wasn't. I've never been a commissioner on ESPN, but I've been a commissioner on Sleeper before. And Sleeper, you can adjust anything. But as far as that goes, like I thought you guys were looking at the schedule, and then because I played Cash Week 12, and I just needed one running back for that Week 12 matchup, and
You guys look that far ahead for a regular season?
I mean I do. I mean you don't have to because you're winning.
Yeah,
So
hell yeah, I do.
yeah, I do for sure.
Wow.
Hell yeah.
I I look at week one of the playoffs. But other than that, I'm like, what can make my team the best possible team? Period. Me personally.
The DJ K, I think that's Keith. The DJ Chaos 2345. What's up, Keith? If that's you? If you want to join up, bro, I'm gonna shoot up the. I'll shoot the Discord in the chat if you do want to join up.
Uh, y'all want to talk about how y'all feel about the NFL trades this week
I'm
or
I'm
today?
Can you hear
I,
me, Hobby?
yeah, I can hear you.
Uh, yeah. Oh, real quick before you change topics, y'all was talking about my Bo Nix trade, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Sean said it was a nothing for nothing. He thinks.
Yeah, nah. I mean, at this point, bro, like these guys have built these super teams. Like all you guys got these super teams between Javi, Sean, and Danny. You know, like you guys are kind of stacked roster wise, and it's not going to be too much. I don't see too much more movement. I don't see too much more movement my way. Like I don't see nobody giving me a player like that, you know. And I got some guys that can hit, but I just don't see how I can get 200 points. And I feel like the only way I can help my chances of getting a 200-point week was getting a quarterback that can potentially get me 30 or 40 points.
Mm-hmm.
You know, obviously, it's about starting the right quarterback because I essentially do have a top 10 quarterback, with Matthew Stafford, but his age scares me. He's injury prone. And I don't know. I feel like it was a smart move on my part, man. I don't really believe in Charbonnet. I don't think Javi gonna even play Charbonnet. I think I
I
think
agree.
I
I
think
agree with
I think by that
Damn.
time, by week 12, I have a feeling that he's gonna come up on another running back. Whether waivers or somebody gives him a trade.
I hope so.
I don't think he's gonna play Charbonnet.
I hope so. But I have made that trade just with the expectation that I'm going to play him against you, which is why I didn't think you were going to do it. That's what I thought what was holding it up, to be honest with you. And I thought Sean was for sure in your ear, like, yeah, nah, look, he doesn't have a running back. He's going to have to try to go through waivers to try to get another running back. And that's what I thought what was happening. So I was like, fuck. I was almost like regretting the fact that I told you I'm going to try this. I think I may have somebody else to trade him to. And then I meant to send Gus that Rico or Hubbard, right? And I sent it to you, and I was like, oh, I overplayed my hand. I just hated on myself. And so when the fact that, it took that long, I was like, yeah, he figured. I think they kind of talked about it, and I'm not gonna be able to get him. But no, I'm gonna play him. I'm like 100% right now at this point in time. I think I'm playing him. Like I'm pretty
if you
100%
if
locked in.
if you do play him, I think that benefits Cash.
Yeah, I mean,
I
what
mean,
the good thing about that is that without for that week specifically, without Charbonnet, I'm already projected 150. So
exactly.
Charbonnet just adds, the extra 9 points. So and he's a lot better player than fucking Michael Carter or whatever. What other bullshit I would have tried to play?
He's not even on your team anymore, right?
Yeah, after that's it.
Yeah, I think Javi that's the way he bolstered up his roster. It honestly doesn't matter. You gotta, in my opinion. Now I think my team's gonna compete with you. I hope hope I win. But you got a team, bro. You probably could leave that slot blank. You don't even need an RB.
I hope so. I hope so. I
Yeah,
do love my chances. I'm not gonna lie. I do love my chances.
I know you do. You're
I
very
just
confident about this week 12 now.
I just very my main thing was to get one of the best players, the best player that I possibly could with that trade. And it would have it almost went down where Cortland Sutton and Chase Brown was gonna be packaged for Quinshot Judkins. It was one of those things, and I looked at it and I'm like, I can't fathom seeing me trade two very top caliber players, in my opinion, for Quinshot Judkins, who could easily not be as good the second half part of the season. Even though the schedule for Quinshot Judkins is like very favorable, I just don't see myself. I didn't see myself unloading all that for that. But for a Derrick Henry, I sent it to Walt, and when Walt like was was adamant about getting Rice, I was like, damn, I gotta find something else. And when Jamie just threw in the group chat, I'm back. I was like, all right. I was like, will this kind of help your comeback even further? He was just like, did you send that in the app? Do so right now, right now. And he accepted it. That's how it went down.
Lucky guy. Lucky guy.
So yeah, for sure. Sometimes luck. Sometimes you just need a little bit of luck in fantasy, man.
Yeah, I'd rather be lucky than good, is the saying.
It is.
Yeah. Like you're always a part of really good trades. So it's like they always seem favorable to you, and the group chat kind of always sways that way too. They always kind of see like, oh fuck, Sean did it again. Here goes another one. Here comes something else. Like even with that Gentile fucking St. Brown trade.
It's crazy though, because everyone who says something has been offered better by me, and they refuse. The same people that'll say my trades are like extra favorable could get the same favorable trade in their direction, but they don't want to come off of their guys, no matter what the value is.
I mean, it depends on what you value. Like Corley Sutton, for all intents and purposes, bro, is gonna probably finish in the top 12, top 15 wide receivers. So, just comparable to that on its own, who did you have? Who did you offer for like a Jamar Chase?
I offered I was under the impression that Jamar Chase was off limits. I mean, I tried earlier in the season. I was going for Emeka Egbuka. And I offered T. Higgins. Let me find what I sent.
Was this after the Joe Burrow injury or before?
This was right before the trade, right before your trade got accepted.
Just after.
So after the injury, and you were trying to get Egbuka. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I offered Brian Thomas and T. Higgins for Egbuka.
Damn, I'm not even gonna hate. That's quite a bit.
That's a lot for Egbuka, right?
Yeah.
And he still said no.
Yeah, he says. I don't even think he said no. He just ignored it.
He ignores my text too.
That's the sketchy part about all this is like,
I don't think he ignores it, because there's times where he doesn't answer back, but it's just he's just like Devin, you just got to catch him. Even sometimes like Danny, sometimes Danny don't answer, or it takes a little minute for him to call me back, and you just got to catch him in that moment. It was such a everything had to work exactly right. Jamie was on his phone for a reason that day. Whatever reason it was that he was on his phone was the reason why I got Chase. There's no other. I don't hit Chase up. I mean, I don't hit Jamie up on a consistent basis, or I don't like he can easily ignore my texts and calls too. And it was just a perfect storm. I mean, not only that, I feel like I sent a lot. I really do. I really felt like I sent a lot, but I would only send that for that. I wouldn't send that for anything else. Like I wouldn't send that for, a Quinshot Judkins or
You wouldn't send that for Ibuka?
no.
Wow.
No. Yeah, no.
I think if you send that for Ibuka, you still win.
I know. I'd rather keep what I had at that point, to be honest with you.
I mean, DK is number 2 in rushing, Sean. Rushing yards. So he sent a top 5 running back. He sent a top 10 receiver. And then he sent the tight end. I mean, which was points. What I know from Jamie is what he wanted, points. So for one player, yeah, and then a player that doesn't have a quarterback. You got to keep that in consideration. Well, he got Flacco, but he's not Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
So might be better than Joe Burrow when it comes to fantasy as far as getting the ball to Chase like that.
I mean,
he does have tunnel vision.
Unless nobody else offering that type of talent, you didn't try. I tried, but it wasn't enough firepower. It makes sense.
What could you have hypothetically? Could you have part ways with? What's the most you could have part ways with if you were put in a bidding war for Jamar Chase?
At the very most, it would have been DK.
So y'all still don't have the firepower to compete with that.
Yeah, at the very most. I'm not adding Arashi. I'm not adding Nico. I'm not adding A-Chain. I'm not adding McBride. It would have been DK. And DK, I think it would have been a less of a better offer for him because I at that point would have took out Sutton. I would have been like, look, you can't have Sutton, you could have DK, and that still gives me firepower to work with to make something else happen. So
I think you won the trade because you didn't have to give up
a starter.
DK. You didn't have to you gave up the worst receiver on your team. That's just how I think, and that's how I feel. Regardless of what Courtland Sutton's numbers are, I don't believe he's touchdown dependent, in my opinion. He's not a DK. We know that. We played Madden. He's not a DK. He's not gonna beat people with his speed and get a whole bunch of yak. You got Reishi, he's like that. You got DK that's like that. Nico is like that. I just think Nico is a young version of Courtland. Courtland Sutton is old. And one thing that I found out, fellas, I'm holding on to Franklin. And I know you know this, Javi, because you know. Franklin gets targeted more. And I just did some research today. I found out that Franklin and Bo are college teammates.
Yeah.
So some people are questioning is Franklin the new number 1?
Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree. I had my eyes set on the wrong person the whole time. Even though Troy Franklin was trending in the right direction, and I seen it. I was looking at these charts and seeing Troy Franklin just rising up. But I was just like, you know what? There's no way. Like, Marvin Mims is going to be the guy. That's who I had my eyes set on. Never happened. So I slept. You got to steal on that one, for sure.
I know.
That might go down as one of the best waiver wire pickups. Like, when you look back and they recap, Troy Franklin might be one of the best waiver wire pickups, for sure.
It's funny because I've been seeing a lot of it, bro. I literally spent a lot of time last night looking at all the guys with the most receptions, and Troy's right there. Like Troy and all those charts you're talking about, his name is right there. And I'm like, ooh, I might have got a steal with him for sure.
Because I had him on my team. So that might be a choke job on my part.
Well,
I had him Man, I saw what y'all saw, but then I unsaw it real quick.
No, yeah, for me,
Looking forward to.
it was when he only had like fucking 10. He had 2 10-yard games back to back. That's when I completely just cut it. I was like, yeah, whatever interest I had, I just let it. I just flushed it down the toilet at that point, and I should have just kept at it. I just should have just kept at it, and because who I was thinking about cutting was funny. When I was gonna cut Jordan Addison, that was one of the guys I was thinking about picking up. But then when I asked the chat who wanted to trade for him, and he sent me Trey, and then Gus sent me Tracy, I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'd rather have injured Tracy. And then shit just kind of spiraled downhill from there for me, like because then I went for the Ridley, and then, but yeah, that's Troy Franklin was one of the guys I was gonna pick up. Cut Jordan Addison, get Troy Franklin. Just didn't believe in Jordan Addison, so I think you got one for sure.
Well, I need one because ain't nobody gonna give me shit. I realize that. So,
See,
and that's the reason why I wanted Bo Nix too, Sean. You know I'm always trying to stack.
Javi, how down are you on Cash's team? I think his team is comparable to ours. It's just we have guys that are gonna do it more consistently. I feel
Comparable
like
to
he has like me, you, and Danny's team. Like I feel
and
like
like
Cash's
Devin.
team is up there with as far as firepower. I feel like our teams are better because the firepower we have is on a week to week basis. But I feel like everyone on his team and his starting lineup could go off and put up the same numbers, like very easily. And I feel like they all have done it at points throughout the season.
I to a degree, yes. I think what I don't like the most is Genty having to go up against Denver twice right before the playoffs. So that gives you somebody that could probably give you nothing those weeks against Denver. And then he goes up against another pretty decent defensive line. I don't know the stats, but normally Cleveland is a pretty decent team to go against. If you, I mean, you're not thinking you're just gonna go in and run all over that Cleveland Browns defense. So unless he starts to get involved in the passing game, I mean, Cleveland is another tough one. The Chargers are another tough one he has to play. He has some tough games ahead of him, so Genty could be a bust for him in those weeks. But AJ Brown, what's his name? Devontae Adams, who's outplaying my expectations. I didn't see Devontae Adams as a one, but now he is.
That's why I got rid of St. Brown. I'm like, Devontae is a one. He's like a sneaky one.
Yeah.
He's out of all the two receivers in the league. With Matthew Stafford, I saw him as a one. I'm like, yeah, he's not going to give you the yards. Yeah, he can be touchdown dependent. But as you can see, it's consistent.
Mm-hmm.
And Devontae, we all know if he wasn't 31 or whatever how old he is, he's a one, always has been. He's always been one of the best receivers in the NFL.
Yeah.
And now that he has Matthew Stafford throwing him the ball, I'm like, there's no way he can't be a one.
Yeah. And then also outside of Genty, you have to trust Kamara, and then you have to trust Ken Walker. Like that's tough. Like he has names for sure. Genty, Kamara. You think about the names, it's just like, oh yeah, that team is stacked. But
yeah, shock value.
Yeah, but we're not playing Madden. You know, we're not playing Madden Ultimate Team. We're playing fantasy. So it's like,
all right.
It doesn't look as well. So I don't think his team is up there. He's definitely in the middle. Like, and he needs big weeks he has to depend on big weeks, which isn't like, it doesn't give me confidence, and I know it don't give him confidence to depend on big weeks.
My team has to exceed expectations.
Yeah.
And that's the problem I didn't like about my team. And I did very mid during the draft, and that's the way my team looks, very mid. So, yeah, I mean, luck. I need Lady Luck on my side for sure.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you guys got like the focal pieces on your team. Like the teams are designed for those players. And that's good insurance. That makes you sleep well at night, I feel.
No, for sure. For sure. Anytime I'm
You
able
guys,
to, I was afraid of buying in too early, but I didn't want to get beat to the punch. So I was just constantly offering trades to see who would take it. And I just didn't want to get beat to the punch. But I am a little nervous that I may have bought in too early on a complete team, because now I'm at a point in time where if injuries happen, it's like it's kind of dark.
I
yeah.
think your timing was perfect. I think the way you've managed your team so far, yeah, I think you went win now when you were at the very bottom and needed to win, and you got the wins you needed, and then you shifted back to being good at the end. And I think you just transitioned your team at both points right on time.
Yeah. Only thing is, if I lose to Devin next week, I have to win against Jamie. I have to win against Cash, and then I have to beat Walt twice, who's already beaten me, and he seems to kind of have my number as of lately for the last couple fantasy seasons. So
You're supposed to go against Ajon that last week.
Talk about it. Talk about it.
I
Yeah,
mean, yeah, go ahead. I have no control. I don't even know if you can even control that part of the schedule. If you can even
yeah.
control scheduling. I know on Sleeper you can. I don't know if you can on ESPN.
Everyone's schedule follows a specific pattern of they play the same people week 1 through 9, and then they repeat it.
Mm.
They repeat it for whatever's left of their schedule. And everyone else's schedule follows that pattern, except for the last week. What would have had you going against Ajon has you going against Walt for a second time,
Mm.
and what would have had Skeezy going against Walt has him going against Ajon.
You know what that tells me? You should write a formal complaint to ESPN. You should write a letter. Yeah, I tell you, you should write a letter, bro. You should. The chips. This was predetermined. Like it happens. Like sometimes you just need a little bit. I'm not mad at it. None of y'all would be mad at it if y'all had that schedule. You wouldn't. It just so happens I got it at a. I just got to take opportunity. I just got to take full advantage of it. Like, but I mean, if I mean, I don't even know if that's what I'm saying. I don't know if you can edit that. If you guys want that to be edited, maybe hit up Danny, talk about edited. I am so confident in my team. I'm confident that I think I can pull out those last 4 games, and especially if it goes against Walt. But if it happens to go against Ajon, I haven't even looked because he hasn't been on the schedule all year. So for week 14, Green Bay, he has 4 Bears going up against Green Bay. He has Garrett Wilson going up against Miami. Oh yeah, I like that. I like that. Bears against Green Bay.
He might not have Garrett Wilson for much longer.
Nah, I think he's got him. Unless you found a way to get him back.
I did. I just don't want to do it that way. But he wants Brock Bowers.
I have another free tip to me on. That's tough. That is
I know.
fucking tough, especially with Jacoby out. And
Wait, what's the trade?
I normally don't trade tight ends, bro. I normally don't trade for tight ends. I would call Ajon and say, no, I'm a hate on it. No, I'm
so what was the trade?
Hate on it. Brock for Garrett Wilson.
He wanted Bowers and T. Higgins, I believe.
That's steep.
I'm like,
So Sean, did you watch the Raider game?
No.
Okay.
Whoa.
I don't know if I should tell you.
Did it look as
But
crazy as his points were?
I don't know, Javi. You think I should tell him?
I think so. I didn't watch the Raider game, so I'm interested in knowing too.
Okay, so they use Brock as a receiver. He lines up as a receiver.
With
I think the
Jacoby
way the
throwing,
Raiders, I think the way the Raiders are going to be using their schematics is more so run heavy, like 13 and 12 personnel. I think that's why they got rid of Jacoby, just to try to have some future assets. But I think the way they want to move Brock as a receiver, he's going to be more a receiver, more not just slot, not just as a typical tight end, but you're going to see him lined up as a receiver, 1v1 on the outside, and that's also going to help Genty with the runs. They're going to use 13 personnel a lot for the rest of the season. I mean, if you look at the way the team is built, they don't have a number one receiver.
And that's very interesting.
yeah. So you got to bet on whether you like the fact that Brock Bowers is gonna get used to the point where they want to continue to grow back Brock Bowers, or do you think they're using him for a specific way because they're gonna try to build Genty? On the other hand, you got to think about there's nobody over there in New York right now, so they got to keep the one person happy that they've already paid. They paid him already, yeah, Garrett Wilson.
Yeah,
He got paid.
So
he got paid.
You got to keep the one person happy. So are you gonna go for Garrett Wilson is gonna see the targets that he's gonna see, if not even more now, because they have no defense now. They're gonna.
That's true.
Yeah. So are you gonna buy into what the Raiders are doing, or are you gonna buy into what the Jets are doing? And it's like
it's the same thing.
Exactly.
It's the same. That's like, do I want to shit in my left hand or my right hand?
Yeah.
Low key, because you can still see a lot of duds from Garrett Wilson, and you can still see a lot of duds from Brock. Just because Jacoby wasn't there for the last, if you think about it, the way this year has worked out for that offense, Jacoby hasn't been there other than that first game. They didn't use him. They're not using him. Like Brock Bowers could have did something before he got the injury. So it didn't work out that way. But now they're invested in something. I don't know if they're invested in trying to maximize Genty's potential or if they're invested in maximizing, that young talent as a whole. So
I think it's both. I think they're trying to get Brock the ball and Genty the ball. I mean, that's their only identity that they can have.
The smart thing, in my opinion, is to base the team around Genty and Brock going forward.
Both.
Everybody else is kind of replaceable, and their young receivers, they have a lot of them, so it's not like you need to pinpoint any one of them. You just gotta kind of see which one works out as far as their young receivers go.
From a fantasy perspective, though, if you look at what Garrett Wilson is doing, like what he's done already just with this team, and what it's going to look like going forward, because there's absolutely no defense. I mean, that's a whole bunch of value on its own. A whole bunch.
What are you trying to get Garrett Wilson for in the first place?
That is interesting.
I missed him. I just miss him.
Yeah, you whiffed on that trade.
I miss him.
You whiffed. You just be trading just to trade. I think you're in.
Yeah, Keith said, "Do you trust Geno? You trust Geno to get the ball to? You trust Geno more than Justin Fields or whoever else they got?"
I do. I trust Geno
to get people the ball. I don't trust him to win games anymore, but
right.
I trust him to get people the ball.
Or Justin Fields. Justin Fields has been benched. Now Geno should have been benched, but getting Brock Bowers the ball, I think, is a lot easier than getting Garrett Wilson the ball. He's a boundary receiver. He doesn't play in the slot, does he? You guys know if
Justin Fields moves around. Yes, he's almost like
okay.
a little CD.
Okay. So from a number standpoint, who's throwing the ball better? Just throwing the numbers. If you're looking at numbers and who's throwing the ball, I think Geno is a better thrower this season versus uh Justin Fields, no?
But Justin Fields
They're
is
both pretty bad.
yeah, but and then Justin Fields is tunnel vision to old
Oh,
boy.
okay.
Like
Then he should have never traded him. The fact that you had him, right? And you had both players, and now you're trying to correct it by giving up the players that you already that's crazy. Like I don't know, man. I think you gotta
It
accept
takes a
your loss.
man to admit you were wrong.
But now you gotta give up a tight end to
Oh
correct it.
no, I'm not doing. I'm not giving up Bowers for him, especially after you saying that he's being used as a receiver.
I mean, hey, do what you want, because I don't know. You never know with these trades. This shit. I don't know. I've never really been big on Wilson. I mean, when you showed me the numbers the first time, I'm like, okay, yeah, he's consistent. But I mean, Javi does got a point. Somebody got to get the ball over there.
yeah, and I've always
But
said like I remember I told Sean a couple of times, you want the best receiver on a bad team. But it just so happens to be Brock Bowers is the best receiver on the Raiders, and oh boy, Fields is. I mean, what's his name is the best receiver on the. Who do you trust? Who do you believe in? Like, they're gonna go. Also, the division. You gotta think about that. Like, you're gonna be in more shootouts.
well, here's a caveat, Javi.
Yeah,
If
go
that's the
ahead.
case, why nobody want Jerry Jeudy?
Well, because it's dealing. When it was Joe Flacco, you notice Devin didn't cut Jerry Jeudy until Dylan Gabriel got announced the starting quarterback. You announced
True.
Shador Sanders, that's different now. Now people are going to
You're
be,
right.
everybody's going to be, it's just no one trusts Gabriel.
Well, for sure.
Did Shador take the job?
Not yet.
Not yet. I don't think so either. They're going to blackball him a little bit more, which is some bullshit, but he should have
Not
been the
yet.
starter.
Not
Yeah.
yet.
He's Flacco should have never played a game.
For the
That
Browns.
that's dumb. Like, why you're a young up and coming team? Why put an old guy have him start? Like, he's that any experience he's gonna
What's up,
get does
Keith?
not benefit you.
Well, you on the treadmill?
Yeah, man. I gotta get it in, bro.
So
So
yeah, I stepped on the scale today. I'm 237. I'm definitely gonna go on a
Dang,
diet.
fat boy.
Yeah, I've been eating.
hey, bro, you gotta do what you gotta do, man. Shit, I'm down 15. So
That's good. Keep it going.
yeah, bro, and shit, in under about a month and a half, I was shocked. So, but yeah, man, shit, I've been listening, man. I got a couple offers myself,
Uh-oh.
but like I said, my thoughts and my views, like I said in a group chat, everybody views on players and everything is different. You may value a guy more than I value this guy. So I think that plays a lot into people accepting and not accepting trades, you know? So, and I can admit to that, that plays a lot into it because I do look at when you get the trades, it kind of analyzes it what your plus and minus is going to be. And if my minus is going to be large, like crazy large, I can't do that trade because there's got to be some truth to that.
The only truth to it, though, I will say that it is. I messed around with that application and I sent trades. Like I just, it shows you all that on the preview. It's only because of a bye week. So if you've already surpassed your bye week and you're sending a trade for someone that's on a bye week, you're already going to have a minus. So that's one of the things. Another thing to that is the scheduling. So if the schedule is tougher for that player, that contributes to the minus. But mostly, if you're trading for a player that has a bye week that hasn't had, like he hasn't had his bye week yet, that's where most of the minus comes from. So just so a little, yeah.
Okay, so you learn something new every day. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, there's a lot of looking at that played a role into some offers I got. And I would say 75-80% of some of the offers, if I look at it and I would have took those offers, I'll still be in the same position I am now. Maybe one more win. Maybe. And that's just how I see it.
So there wasn't a trade that you could have that was offered to you that it could have helped you win a week.
I would have to go back and look at it. There may have been one, maybe two. I would say there's probably been two that probably could have helped me. And at the time, and it's early in the season, 3 weeks in, I'm like, okay, I'm not panicking at week 2. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, the season just started. Some teams got new players. Some players didn't do a lot in training camp. They got to work out kinks. I try to just view all of that in a nutshell. So that's why I say, like, those early week 2, week 3 trades, I was just like, nah, like, I'm not jumping ship yet. I can't jump ship yet. And I kind of based it off a little bit of last year, looking at some of these players where they got off to a slow start and they fucking exploded. So that's why I was like, do I want to jump ship? Do I want to give them another week or 2? And I mean, that's just always been my philosophy playing fantasy. Mm-hmm. But being in year 1, I see trades are very active, very fluent, much more frequent in this one. So it's like, okay, maybe I got to adjust my thinking in this one.
You can catch somebody on a bad week in this league and reap the benefits from it for sure. Like, somebody can say, like, can give up something valuable, Sean, he doesn't feel like he won that BTJ trade. He gave up Garrett Wilson, and I would think that I could be wrong, but Sean probably felt like he lost that trade. You can catch somebody in some of those moments sometimes. Like, even myself, when I give up a Cortland Sutton, a JK, who are all having really good seasons so far up to this point, not the greatest where they're putting up like 20s and 30s consistently, but a consistent 15, and you give that up, it just kind of, you can catch me, because now all of a sudden Joe Flacco or somebody, Jamar Chase, can just start going downhill from there. Or T. Higgins might be the new favorite, or Chase Brown might be the new reception. He had 10. How often are Chase Brown going to have 10 targets, T. Higgins going to have 10 targets, and Chase are going to have 10 targets? It's not going to be often.
That's not going to happen a lot. That's not going to happen a lot. But I would think he's going to average at least 5 from here on out, because they brought in Flacco to throw the fucking ball.
Yeah.
And Flacco has been slinging that bitch, like I said in the chat. Flacco's been slinging that motherfucker, dude. He's there to just throw it. He get an interception, He's throwing it. And Chase and T. Higgins are reaping the benefits of that shit, because before they brung in Flacco, bro, they weren't giving nobody nothing as far as I can remember.
Doesn't it feel like the offensive line is even looking a little better?
Yeah, to a degree, yes.
They're tightening up a little bit he's got some time.
It's crazy. You would think, like, where is this at when Burrow's in there?
I think what's happening is people are being inspired because the division is doing so bad that like what we talked about with the Ravens, like they're we have a chance. It's not over yet. Yeah. And everyone's got like a breath of energy.
Yeah, they're playing with that what the fuck do we got to lose attitude? Like,
Mhm.
what do we have to lose? We go in, go guns blazing. We win a couple games. We right back in the mix.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they shouldn't have fucking lost that game though.
Yeah, I did love hearing Chase Brown and Jamar Chase talk. I don't want to hear shit from that defense. I loved
Yeah,
hearing
yeah,
that. They're fired up. Defense and offense, they're fired up. I'm buying in on the Bengals for the rest of the season to make the playoffs. For sure.
in the AFC too.
I'm buying in.
It's
I'm buying
tough-
in.
Over the
Playoffs,
Ravens?
wild card.
Over
I'm
the
buying
Ravens?
in. I love Lamar, man. I love Lamar. I don't know if I think it may be just a little too late. I think it may be
I
just a
think it's
little.
Pittsburgh's
He don't
division to
choke in the
lose.
regular season. He chokes in the playoffs.
No, yeah, I think it just may be a little too late. He has the
He's
pressure to make the playoffs. So if he
he's
chokes
clutch.
if he chokes in the playoffs with some pressure, what is that pressure going to look like during the season? And he has to make the playoffs. Mistakes are
But
going to
he's
be made.
clutch. He's clutch late in the season.
Yeah, no, yeah. You make a great. I mean, you're arguing for Lamar, which is always a win argument. Like I have no rebuttal. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like there's just more fire coming from the Bengals, and I like
Uh,
that. This late in the
is
season, I like that fire.
is Burrow
I
coming
think,
back
yeah,
at
I
all?
think the Ravens' defense is just too broken.
I don't think
Their
so.
defense is
They look great against the Bears.
I don't think so. I think you
anybody
seen.
can look great against the Bears at any given time.
So
Oh,
you don't think
Tom.
you don't think a
Relax.
team could 180 somewhere throughout the season?
If in that division, I think it's Pittsburgh's to lose, and if anybody else out of that to win that division, and I had to pick and I had to make a choice, I think Baltimore would be the ones to turn it around. Yes, I can say Baltimore in that.
I think Baltimore wins the division. I'm saying that right now. Bookmark it
Pittsburgh.
I don't even think
over
that's a hot
Pittsburgh.
take.
I think Pittsburgh always finds a way to choke.
Yeah, Pittsburgh had a chance to run away with the division, and they choked it. Like the last two games, they could have won, and they just.
True, there
Yeah.
is some truth to that. There's truth to that.
I mean, the Pittsburgh spends so much on their defense, and I've been talking shit about the head coach forever because I feel like every year there's supposed to be a defensive team, and it's never like steel curtain. It's never just they're like a bunch of names over
No,
there.
there's flashes. There's flashes.
Yeah, it's only just flashes, and that's it. And it's an offensive league nowadays, and that's why people thought that they was going to be buyers today, and they should have gotten Brian Thomas Jr. They should have gotten Jalen Waddle. They should have gotten something because it's going to come down to those games where the defense can't do it because it's an offensive league, and now you got to keep up. And I don't think DK is enough.
I think Pittsburgh should have went after Jacoby.
They should have went after somebody.
They should have went after Jacoby.
I will say this though,
Or
about
you could have got Shaheed, another dude that stretches the field.
Yeah.
I will say
They
this though. They got Aaron Rodgers, so Aaron Rodgers, he's made no-name receivers. I mean, look at like guys like Jordy Nelson.
He's 41, 42. He's 41. He's not the same Aaron Rodgers.
I won't say age because look at Stafford. It all depends on what that offensive line can do for you.
But that's what they're banking on anyways. That's what they're banking on. They're banking on Aaron Rodgers being Aaron Rodgers anyways. So
I don't think so. I don't think so. That's why they got the defense they got. They spent all their money on the defense because they know Aaron Rodgers. I think this is like what you've seen with Peyton Manning. This is the same thing you've seen with Tom Brady when he got late in their career. They're not the same quarterbacks they once were. They can't carry a franchise. They're just there because of they have the knowledge and they have enough game to win some games, but to carry a team, nah, I don't see it.
I would say Tom Brady's the anomaly for him to lead.
No, that's a good
Super Bowl.
because it wasn't like he was in the MVP conversation those late years.
No, But he to win that Super
He-
Bowl in Tampa says something though.
Yeah, but that's a lot of that Super Bowl was Mahomes running for his life as soon as he snapped the ball.
Oh no, their defense was pretty good, but I mean, great throughout
Brady
the season.
didn't have to do
He played a
much
big role in that
that
season.
Super Bowl.
All right, so I'll talk to y'all later.
All right. Yeah, but back to the fantasy stuff. Like I've made what 2 trades? I think I've made 2 trades. That's it. And I mean, who like again? It was the Kenneth Walker, James Conner trade. That was my first one. Nobody seen that coming with James Conner. Nobody could guess that. Nobody could see that. It's just this is just like damn. But I look at Kenneth Walker. Kenneth Walker hasn't jumped off the charts either. Would it have helped me to keep him? And he's been a serviceable running back that I could have kept in my lineup. Yes, I could say that. But would
No, he wouldn't
is
have.
he a risk taker?
Yeah, he wouldn't have done nothing for you.
No. So that's what I'm saying. That trade, it sucked. Yeah, I got Conner
That's
got
like
hurt.
a wash.
Yeah. But then the other trade I made with Walt, and I got Javante.
That was a
You know what I'm
good
saying?
trade on your part.
I
Very
would say that was a good trade, but I could have, I don't know. This is why I'm looking at it now at this moment in time. I see Derrick Henry trending up. He's put up what 15 plus the last couple games to where he was giving me single digits when I had him. 6 points, 9 points. I think even one game it might have even been under 6 points. I have to go back and check.
I feel like
Javante was hot, but these last couple games, Dallas, it seems like they're going backwards.
Yeah, you bought in with Derrick Henry at a time where it was the absolute worst time to buy in. You should have traded him earlier to get some kind of something back. Yeah, because
those crazy offers I was sending you at the beginning of the season.
But with Kenneth Walker though, even with me, like when we made that trade, I was so skeptical because at the time, up until Charbonnet missed week 3, Charbonnet was leading the snap percentages. Like here's the numbers too: 58% to 40% week 1, 55% to 35% week 2, and then week 3, Ken Walker had 53% of the snap shares, and he gave up 35% to a backup. Then when Charbonnet came back, Charbonnet just took back that snap count. Yeah.
Yeah. Because Charbonnet's a better pass catcher out of the backfield.
The blocker, he's a better blocker. He does a lot of little things for them that's better, but I was worried about trading James Conner, who they were just barely starting to rely on Trey Benson. And if it wasn't for the injury, I think you would have won that trade, like by far. By far.
Yeah, I think I would have won that trade if Conner wouldn't have got hurt. I think Conner would have been leading. Do I think Benson would have got burned? Yes, but I still think Conner would have been at 55% or more.
At the time, a lot of people were speculating that Benson was going to take that job, even without him getting hurt.
Yeah, it probably would have ended up being a shared backfield, most likely. I'm just guessing. We never know now. So, yeah. And then, like I said, the other trade with Javante, it helped me immediately. It got me out of that losing streak. I got that win. But then I'm looking at like guys, I shit. And then, like I say, injuries is killing me. Jaden's gone. Tucker Kraft, the leading tight end in the league, gone. I mean, what can I do about that?
Yeah, I was hoping
the only thing you can do is trade in waiver wire.
Yeah, and I was hoping what you said. With Njoku, I was hoping that would have fell through for you because that would have been cold. Njoku to where'd you say to Green Bay?
Oh yeah, to Green Bay. They said Green, and I seen it. It was like Green Bay inquired, but I don't think nothing came out of it. And I thought it would have happened because
it makes sense. They got
the other tight Cleveland. What's his name?
Harold Fanning.
Fanning?
Yeah.
Fine. So I'm thinking they like, we got the tight end of the future. And Njoku's,
Oh yeah.
I thought he was gone. I would have loved that shit.
That would have been amazing.
That would have been crazy. Like,
that would have been a great trade.
Your tight end gets hurt, and you already have his replacement on your team.
Man, I was like, damn, like make that trade. I'm watching, Sports Center and McAfee and all this morning. I'm like, make that fucking trade. Like, come on. But it never happened. So I'm like, damn, what do I do now? Like, fuck. So I'm stalking the waiver wire. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and there's serviceable tight ends in there because there's a guy that's available in there that I have in another league, and he's been doing fairly decent for me.
There's a few of them.
He hasn't goose egged me. He's always getting like 8 points or above, minimum 8 points. So got my eye on a couple guys on the waiver wire. But it's the quarterback situation. Again, when I was getting beat up and some other chats and some other texts, why you got 3 quarterbacks? What you carrying 3 quarterbacks for? I should have never let Stafford go.
I do not care about quarterbacks, man.
Yeah. I had Stafford, bro, and it kills me that I chose Jaden over him. You know what I'm saying? Because at that time I was like,
see, I drafted Dak Prescott and dropped him.
Yeah.
And then came up on Drake May. So I feel like quarterbacks, it's easy to come into them.
It's a lot.
They're easy to find.
I mean, there's quarterbacks, but then there's quarterbacks that's going to give you that 25.
Yeah.
Now I do agree. I do agree. The exception to the rule to me is Lamar, Hurts, Daniels, and Allen.
Josh Allen, yeah. And just you're a 10-man league.
To me, I feel like those guys are worth a lot, and then anybody else ain't worth nothing.
Yeah, pretty much. You have to rotate guys for sure. But
you got a healthy Joe Burrow. You can kind of say he's an outlier in that group.
Yeah, but he falls like those other 3 guys. Those other 4 guys were going in the like 2nd to 4th round compared to Joe Burrow was going in the 6th round. You know what I mean? And also though, like if you're in a 10-man league, it's so much easier to get a top 10 quarterback. So you don't necessarily gotta worry about too much. A 12-man league is a little tougher because now you're working with 15, 16, and so I to be honest with you, I would have only held on to Stafford just to hold on to him, like the way that I held on to Nix and Jones. But for choosing Daniel Jones, I don't think anybody's gonna blame me for. I mean, for choosing Jaden Daniels, no one's gonna not choose Jaden.
Yeah, and I had
choosing Jaden Daniels was a great decision.
Yes,
especially at the time you got him.
Late. I think I drafted him like 5th, 6th round in our league.
Yeah, that was a great pick. That was a
great pick. And I had Jordan Love as my backup. So I'm like, Daniels with Love as a backup, plug and play when I, matchups. Daniels is, I'm saying bye week, whatever. I'm like, hey, I should be cool on quarterbacks. But then Love struggled. Jaden Daniels went down for those that first injury. That's where I picked up Stafford. And then at the same time, I had Purdy. And I'm like, Purdy was up in the air. It was like, he gonna play, he's not gonna play. Then he played. He didn't play, then they brought him back, he played.
In my opinion, you should have dropped Purdy. There were some guys.
And I did.
There are some guys at that time who people have picked up and have done well for their teams now. And I feel like, especially early on, you got to be on that waiver wire. Finding the next.
Before I dropped Stafford. I did do that.
You got to find that next running back that's going to come up.
Yeah, I think right now it's my tight end position is. That's where I'm hurting the most. Because in a sense, like I said, I got Njoku, and then it's whoever I can get. If I can get the guy I want in the waiver wire, I think I'll be okay to it. I'm not gonna be. It's not gonna make me like this, but
No, yeah, yeah.
it'll make me fight. You know what I'm saying? At least it'll make me fight. But now it's like at the same time too with quarterback. Now I'm just like Daniels is out. What?
Yeah. And how many trades can you make to compensate for what you're missing? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, I get where you're coming from. I think we kind of see it alike too, because I would have held. I don't know if I would have held on to Henry, but how you held on? Oh shit, how you held on to Barkley? Like, if Lamar was healthy, I definitely hold on to Henry in the exact same manner that you did. But with Lamar getting hurt, I probably would have capitalized on that as much as I could. But at some point, too, trades can help you, but at some point, like, there's only so much a trade can do. Yeah, yeah.
It's it's like it's a gamble. It is a gamble or whatever. And again, and Cash made that comment a long time ago. I think a couple people made the comment like, and it's true. You have guys where they have that fantasy year, not even just fantasy year, but year in football, like Saquon had last year. It's hard to duplicate that shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's so hard to duplicate it. But I wasn't expecting him to duplicate exactly what he was doing.
Mm-hmm.
But I expected him to be better than what he's been.
But the benefit on your end is you still had that value of what he did last year, of what people would have given you for him.
Yeah.
You probably could have traded Saquon for Jonathan Taylor or James Cook or
now if I would have got that offer for Jonathan Taylor for Saquon, I would have made that I would have took that trade. I would have took that. But Jonathan Taylor was never put up. I won. It's on me because I didn't ask. I didn't ask.
Yeah, that too. Yeah.
It would have had to been earlier in the season before Taylor emerged as the best running back in the league.
Well,
but
that's the reason true.
That's the key point is like sometimes you have to beat when someone's ascending in value, you got to jump on it quick before a person's like, I'm not moving them no more. Because I've had plenty of guys I've been interested in and try to get at, and then they have a great week, and then bam, oh yeah, I'm not trading him no more.
Yeah, and like I say, that's on me for not asking or offering some kind of package with that, because I have Jonathan Taylor in the league that I run. And so I saw it, but, it didn't never, what I'm saying? Like, that's on me for not seeing if Cash would have won after that at the time. So I'll take the hit for that.
In the league that you run, how many trades go down in that league?
Not a lot. There's probably been about maybe 4 or 5 trades total.
4 or 5 trades total. I'm not gonna lie, that's actually that's decent. That's not bad. That's decent. And a couple
that's how this used to
in,
be, right?
But when you got so many guys that have football knowledge, and also just like, how many guys are playing fantasy football with you in that league?
It's a 12-man. I run a 12-man.
So a 12-man is even more difficult to get a trade to go because your roster is a little thinner, so you can't really compound players to get a larger kind of player like you can in a 10-man. So on a 12-man, it's a little bit more difficult. So you'd probably have less trades in a 12-man if we had a 12-man this year. Only reason why I was just asking, because I just wanted to see what kind of you kind of do that every year. Is that your only other league, or?
No, I'm actually in 4 leagues this year. I joined this one when they offered it to me. They're all work leagues, so the other 3 are all work leagues. I started one maybe 9. We're on year 9 or year 10.
Oh wow.
Oh shit.
Something like that. And I've been running it ever since. So, and it's been 12-man. We've had guys, a guy drop out here and and there were people like, hey, we got a spot, let me in. Or whatever. So, we initially started with $100 buy-in. Now it's at $150. We're gonna look at $200 next year. winner gets the, obviously the payouts, whatever. And we got a championship belt that we circulate.
Oh, that's hard. Yeah, that's dope. That's dope.
Yeah. So, yeah, that one. And then the other work league I'm in, that one is on year 4 or 5. And I won the inaugural year of that one. And then I've also lost in the semifinals, I think, in that one. My league, I've lost in semifinals like 2 or 3 times, bro. I'll get to the. I actually lost in it. I've lost in the semifinals twice, and I've lost in the finals. I have never won my own league.
Okay.
So
that's tough.
So that's a sign you ain't cheating.
Yeah, yeah. And we have strict rules, man. And it's like I say, how I be in the group chat stressing, unless it's stated otherwise or at the beginning. That's why when we do our draft, before we start drafting for 30 minutes, we discuss any rule changes, scoring that people want to bring up, any ideas, and we vote on that shit. And majority wins. And that's why I tell people on trades, that's a big thing. Yeah. I tell people, if a trade happens, use your voice. Vote on that shit, because there's been some trades that happened before years and over the years, and people are like, yo, like that trade, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, did you fucking vote on it? Well, shut up. Don't complain now.
Yeah.
You had your opportunity to vote on it. I vote on every trade, pretty much. I vote on 98% of trades. Some of them are so like even. I'm like, whatever. I don't care. So, but I'm in 4 leagues. This one is 10-man. One of the work. I'm in 3 10-mans, 1 12.
112, but the one that's been the longest, the one that you run, is the 12-man. So
yeah, no, actually, the other one he made it 12 this year. So 2 12s, 2 10s. So, and my league, I'm in 2nd place. I'm 6-2, 7-2, 6-3, 6-3.
Okay. What's the difference?
Yeah, 6-3.
And so, because right now you got completely polar opposites. Like you're doing great in that league, and on this one, you're like. So, what was the difference? Like, what happened during draft that didn't go exactly your way compared to like what you were hoping for?
Draft position, where I picked.
Okay. You don't want to be that. You were 4 or 5, huh?
In this league, and 3, I think 3. I swear, I will have to go back and check. But if I'm not mistaken, 3 of these leagues, or minimum 2 of them, I ended up with the 3rd pick on 2 leagues.
Okay.
Boom, boom. I don't like picking. I like picking more in the middle. You know what I'm saying? If I can get that 5, 6, 7 spot, I'm happy. And I think in my league, I ended up with the 5th pick or the 6th pick. I can't remember. And like I say, so those guys that I drafted, with the exception of how in our league, I was surprised Derrick Henry fell to the 2nd round at that time.
Yeah.
I was like, what the hell?
Oh, yeah.
Like, nobody expected Derrick Henry.
You were
like,
3rd in this league.
Yeah. So for me to have the 3rd pick and come up on Quan and Henry in the first 2 rounds, I was just like, wait, what the fuck is going on? Like, how did they miss this? Like, and I just stood over in the corner quiet, like, I'm watching. But in my league, I think I got, oh man, I will have to check. I got not Derrick Henry. I got Jonathan Taylor. I know that much. I forgot who my other running back is, but I can't remember what my position was. And I just think I got a better team in that league.
And that league, in this league,
no.
chose.
So let me tell you real quick. I didn't mean to cut you off. So in that league, this is my starting lineup at the moment. I got Stafford. I think I did in my league. I had the 3rd pick. I got Quan. I got Taylor. Right now I have Addison in. I got Ladd. I got Laporta. I got Jalen Warren. Picked up Flacco off waivers. I got Franklin. I picked up. I got Jerry Judy. Slick Rick is on IR. Trey Tucker, and then Johnson, the tight end, and Jerry Judy.
I mean, based off
Oh
that,
shit!
you don't have nobody in that league that's like fucking up on draft picks like that, huh?
No, no. And the number one guy, he's one game ahead of me. He's 7-2. I'm 6-3.
Yeah, that roster sounded like everybody knows how to draft.
Yeah.
There's no crazy stats teams in that league, huh? Everyone.
No, like the way that Devin was able to build the team that he had, and the reason why we were able to only get what we got. You know, that beginning of that draft, that's where you want it to be because of Walt and because of Jamie and Devin. He was the one that just reaped the benefits off of that. So, but based on that roster, that sounded exactly like everybody knows how to draft.
Yeah, and then again, we're in a 10-man, we're in a 12, so I run a 12. So, like you say, guys know how to draft, and then things get shaky or get kind of tight. You got to know what you're doing when you get in those later rounds or whatever. So, but yeah, man, I thought I would have been minimum 4 wins by now, but I mean injuries and then just underperformance, man. And like I said, I've never experienced a league where trades was more as frequent as they are in this one. So it's something new to me. It's also made me think of my draft strategy. My draft strategy has always been I need 2 workhorse running backs, and I try to get them early. But at the same time, I got to look at how the NFL's played now, and these receivers are going, all the top receivers are going in the first 3 rounds, pretty much.
I think that you have the exact right strategy, because a lot of people feel you're not getting those workhorse running backs late. You're just not going to find them. But you can find those breakout receivers late. Mm-hmm. So I think your strategy was right. I think with the rest of the draft, you didn't get those receivers. And then your workhorse running backs didn't turn out to be workhorse running backs when you needed them to be.
Yeah. Like I said, it's not. I just think underperformance early in the season is what hurt me. You know what I'm saying? And it, like I say, with Quan, one of the things that pisses me off, and I wouldn't even say it's him. Offensive line hasn't been shit to me this year for Philly. Their offensive line has been like they've taken a step backwards. But then at the same time, and I'll just use this one game as a reference, those motherfuckers ran the tush push like 7 straight plays. So Jalen Hurts is eating up Quan's, attempts, goal line attempts, everything.
That's how I feel with Cook. It pisses me off too.
And I'm like, fucking Jalen Hurts. I'm like, man, and I'm like, hand the ball off, man. Like, fuck, run the ball. They get within 7 yards of the fucking end zone, and they're gonna fucking tush push their way to a fucking touchdown. And I'm like, and that one game, those motherfuckers seriously ran a tush push from like the 8-yard line, bro. And they ran that shit like 6 times in a row. And I'm screaming at the TV, like, give one fucking ball. Like, what are we doing?
Hey, Keith, real quick, I was giving it some time to see if it would like fix itself, but you're frozen.
Yeah, I see that. I don't know. Yeah, I noticed it.
Okay, for sure.
But I seen the audio was still working, so I was like, whatever. I think when I flipped my screen,
I just didn't want to know I didn't know if like the angle, you know what I'm saying? If you was like, I think if you like were to like back out and back in or something like that, or just restart your like the camera portion, it'll fix itself. But if you ain't tripping, it's cool.
Yeah, no, I'm not tripping. As long as I can be heard You know what I'm saying?
All right, for sure.
That's what I was talking about. But
Yeah.
man, I'm like I say, we'll see what happens, man. Like I say, I gotta play this waiver wire for another tight end. I need a tight end. Um, we'll see what happens, man. And you know, I'm at that point where also where one running back's in, one running back's on a bye, so I don't have both of them at the same time. So it's like fuck.
Yeah.
So,
I made that decision to like get rid of my buys as much as I could. Like CD Lamb, I couldn't have a buy anymore. I needed to get Nico. I wanted to trade JK. I wanted to trade Cortland, Travis Kelsey, as much as my buys as I could to my opponents that could possibly, I'm trying to set it up so where that way they lose some games and I win some games, but I still get the value that I need. I ended up getting a week 10 buy back from Jamar Chase, but without trading, the 2 week 12 buys of the Cortland Sutton and J.K. Dobbins, I might not win that week 12 game. So I look at that and see, you know what, I'll take a CD Lamb type of receiver back in that week 10 buy back in order to buy myself some more cushion to fix my week 12. So that's how I was thinking. The moment I went 1-4 and I really diagnosed my team, I'm like, you know what? Moves have to be made. I'm like, I can't stick to these buys, at least the buys that I drafted, and I can't, and I just started moving stuff around. Like, I need to figure out who I need to lose. Like, who do I need to lose 1 week because they're down a player? And that's how I started kind of maneuvering trades.
there is now thinking back on it, there is a trade. I don't know if it would have happened, but if I would have maybe pursued an offer that was made or really, really thought about it and talked about it, I probably could have got Danny.
For CMC?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. He was telling me that he wanted to trade CMC to you. And
yeah, he was trying to get Henry and Quan. But this was like I say, it was early.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it was like I didn't want to jump ship, get one guy back or whatever. And then he did offer something else. I forgot what it was. And in hindsight, I should have pursued that trade.
Yeah.
And here's
That's your
my
guy
thing.
too. You're a Niner fan.
Yeah, exactly. And I try to keep my fandom out of fantasy because your fandom in fantasy will get your ass kicked.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I try to keep it out to a degree. Do I completely take it out? No. Because I know my guys, I know my team, I know what they're capable of. But if there's a guy available and ahead of him that I know that's going to ball out, I got to take that guy over being a fan of this guy that's on my team that I actually like. So 9 times out of 10, if C-Max over the last 4 years of playing fantasy, if C-Mac was available when I picked, I was taking C-Mac.
Yeah.
But these last 2 years have scared me, especially coming off last year with the injuries.
Yeah.
Is he going to be what he is? Is he going to give you what you give? And then all of this shit snowfalled and all of these other injuries happened. And I'm like, fuck, we're going to run McCaffrey in the dirt. He's going to get injured again. But this motherfucker is a tank, bro.
Yeah.
And he's balling. And now I'm like kicking myself like maybe I should have fucking took Danny up on that offer.
Yeah, you should have, for sure. I remember he was telling me, he was like, because we talked about it, there was a couple of guys that I talked to around the league who wanted who. Everybody was going towards Saquon. Everybody. And then when Danny mentioned he was trading he'd be down to trade CMC, I was like, shit, I'll give you A-Chain. Like, what can we do? What can we do? But he had his eyes set
But
on.
it wasn't just Quan. He was like Quan and Henry. Everything he sent me, whether it was just them, a couple with just them two, it was them two and something. He was, I was just like, fuck, that's giving up a lot. But like you say, in hindsight, it would have helped.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, for
I
sure.
mean, it's, I got to bite the bullet on that. You know what I'm saying? There's always going to be an offer to it. Everybody's going to have it, or could have made that they didn't take, and you're like, fuck, I should have took that offer.
No, yeah. I for sure have one this year, but I mean, I was able to fix. I think I set myself up good for the playoffs. I set myself good to hopefully try to win. Um, I love my team right now, and I think I'm done trading. I think that's it. I think I got a
Uh,
good
Yeah.
squad.
Keith,
What
how do you
what is
feel about Javi giving up on CD Lamb early in the season as a Cowboy fan?
I was 1-4. I'm checked the standings in week
giving
14.
up
That's my team.
CD at 1-4? That was like, I was looking at like, oh, what is like? Wait a minute, what's going on here? Like,
Yeah.
because if CD's playing, CD's gonna get targeted. He's gonna get targets. Is the reception gonna happen? I would say more than not. Yes, he's gonna catch the ball. Um, so being at 1-4 was like, he must know something I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it was a bit of like, I don't want to use the word shock, but I can't think of a better word. It was a little bit of a shock. Like, damn, CD this early? Like,
Yeah.
hmm.
It was the week 10
But
bye. That's what it. I was 1-4, and I tried to find ways to leverage my schedule to try to convert more wins. And I couldn't have Rashee Rice and CeeDee Lamb, my two best receivers, on a bye week because I felt like there were so many more games I could lose because at that point my team wasn't performing. And I was so like set on trying to get DJ Moore. And what that CeeDee Lamb trade ended up turning into, I ended up picking up Calvin Ridley off the waivers. I traded Calvin Ridley to Danny for DJ Moore. And that was really the one guy that I wanted. Like going into the draft at the end of the season, to end the season, I wanted DJ Moore. And
right,
I ended up flipping CD Lamb back to Danny, or CD Lamb to Danny, and getting back Nico Collins and Calvin Ridley. So essentially, I traded CD for Nico, Ridley, and DJ Moore. So if you
yeah,
look at it, Nico Collins is a second round pick. Some people picked him late in the first if you're at a 12 man or even at the 10. And then DJ Moore was like a fourth round pick. So essentially, I traded him for three really good receivers in the way that I view it. And
You got some points out of it. You traded no points for points.
well, here's the thing: is
right, right.
Nico never played in any of my wins. I didn't have Nico up until that point. Nico was um, the first game that I had Nico. He had a concussion. So
Hmm.
so I could have held on. I could have held on to Lamb like Cash said, but also what struck to me was Sean, because normally Sean always says a lot of things, but Sean was right in this particular instance that um what is it called? I should have traded CD when I started to really before I even got to 1-4. I should have traded CD at that point. So
Right.
I should have just stuck to my guns, and I was losing with CD. So the moment he got hurt, it was just like, you know what? I just can't hold on to this guy anymore. And I had to wait until he got back full strength because I couldn't let somebody like Sean or somebody like Cash or somebody I don't know about Devin. I didn't know about you at the time, Keith. And then Gus, someone like Gus, to like shark me for low level value because I don't trade guys at their lowest. I don't. I rather hold
Right.
on to them and die with them than trade them at their lowest. And so I waited until he came back and then traded him where his value is basically at its peak again. Because no one's gonna give me what they want to give me because they don't want to pay the price like how Sean mentioned about Rashee Rice. Well, no one's gonna trade for Rashee when you want, you know, complete value now. Well, yeah, that's the point. You know what I'm saying? So, but I essentially think I got a great return for CD. Um, and then CD that trade ultimately ended up turning into me being able to get somebody like Quinshad Judkins, and then also be able to send an offer to Jamie first and say, I'm going to send you these guys, but in case you need somebody else, I got so much more to give you for Jamar Chase. So the depth played a big role into the trades that I made so far. And so looking back at it,
Looking back at it, man, you flip those guys for some fucking great value.
No, yeah.
It took multiple moves, but
Yeah.
it worked out.
Yeah.
That's why I'm always willing to come off of guys, because I feel like you can make a trade and it don't work out. You lose someone who's good. You could trade your way right back into it. You can end up, replacing that guy and have a trade or two that does work out.
Mm-hmm.
If there's movement in the league. Like, I made a bad trade and I regret it, but I don't regret trading as a whole.
Yeah, it's not, and I would say I don't regret trading as a whole. And like I said, it was just in all the years I played fantasy, just seeing the amount of moves or the amount of offers just come and going, move made, move. I've never seen it this active.
So
you know what I'm saying? So now I know what to expect. That's probably going to change my draft strategy a little. You know what I'm saying?
So both of y'all, because I'm kind of new to this fantasy stuff, it's not normal
You've been
for
in
players
here for
to be
3-4 years already. That's new, no longer new.
Well, you guys have more experience with multiple leagues. It's not normal for players to just be moving left and right. Like, it's very normal for people to just draft their team and be stuck with it throughout the.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
wow.
But it's also normal, like the amount of 5-6 trades for the season, that's low-key kind of normal too. Like
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Because like if you have a bad draft, you're just stuck losing.
I mean, it's one of those things where you got to be completely active in a waiver wire. You got to be like that's why I don't run in too many leagues anymore, because I can't do everything all at once with multiple leagues. So
yeah, I think I'm gonna cut down at least one. I'm gonna cut down one next year because the most I would usually just do is 2, and then it increased to 3. Then I jumped in this one and increased to 4, and I'm like, man, this is a bit much. You know what I'm saying? It's like
it's a lot.
And I go, fantasy makes you kind of hate football a little bit to a degree.
Oh, hell yeah.
So I'm like, I don't want to hate football, bro.
No, you know what'll make you hate football or anything is betting.
Don't even get on that.
Man, that's so many a person's been a yard away for the whole second half and don't get it. Like,
bro. Bro. I'm telling you, man, that shit, man, I didn't lost way more than I won. So I've been good this year. I think I've maybe did one prize pick bet this year, and after that I was like, man, I'm not betting this year, man. Fuck that. They're not getting my. And my daughter, she's been playing some prize picks, and she sends me a text. She's like, I'm fucking sick. Blah, blah, blah. She'll tell me what she bet. She'll send me her parlay, and this motherfucker missed the parlay by like 6 yards or something like that.
Yeah.
And money just gone, bro. And she could have hit for like 3,500, and one guy missed it by like 6 yards, and this quarterback missed it by 2 receptions or something like that. And I'm like, fuck. Yeah. So I'm like, I'm cool.
Yeah, I don't win bets at all. Like whether it's like parlays, whether it's just a man-to-man bet. I just bet Ajan that the Bengals were gonna beat the Bears. I lost that. Gus is the first bet I've won in quite a while, to be honest with you. That bet with Gus, and I lost the bet against Gus previously to that. I lost the bet to Cash this season too. Like, I lose bets. I do not bet. Like, that bet with Ajan is probably the last bet of the year. I'm done. I'm done betting.
Yeah, I stay away from those oh, I'll bet you this if they. Yeah, I don't do those bets. I don't do well with those, so I stay away from those.
I was thinking about making it interesting with Ajon, but I didn't want to. I didn't want to do too much. The idea was if the Bengals won, I was thinking because I was thinking about it. I'd asked him if he was going to watch this game, but it took me a while to ask him because I was like, "Would you want to bet a fantasy player? If I win,
Ooh,
yeah. If I win, I get to pick a player at that position, but I trade you. So if it's a starting running back 1 or starting running back 2, I got to trade you my starting running back 2 for your starting running back 2, basically. Like one of those kind of swaps. But then I thought about it. I was like, fuck no. I'm about to lose that bet.
Now Keith,
yeah.
how would you feel because you run a league if let's say they made a bet like that, right? And then
If you run it, that's something because if I don't know, or just say they made the bet, nobody knew about it. That's a bet between them or whatever, and then that trade comes up in the league. Motherfuckers are going to be like, "What the fuck is this?"
Yeah,
Like,
you got to say something. You got to say something. Yeah.
so I wouldn't, for my league, I wouldn't encourage it. I probably would be like, "Nah, we can't do that." It's just because you're not making just a bet amongst yourself. You're making
A bet against everybody else. Yeah.
It's affecting everybody else. It's just not between you two players. It's going to affect everybody else. So I
that
just
makes
think
sense.
that one bet between two players turns into a bet against all 12 players per se.
That makes sense. So you probably would just not allow something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't allow nothing like that in the league I run. So
That makes
yeah.
sense. So how do y'all feel about this Colts trade? A lot of people saying that they overpaid, but I think
I'm
that's
one. I'm one of the ones who said that. I was the first to say it in the group chat. Like, that's a
I
lot,
don't
man.
think
But
so.
after the full trade came out, I still think it was overpaid to a degree. Okay, you give up a first. I couldn't give up 2 firsts. I could see if they would have said a first and a third, you know what I'm saying? Or something like that. 2 first, like 2 first round picks are fucking valuable in the NFL. So
Yeah.
2 firsts, and I'm not trying to shit on Sauce. Sauce is good, but is he that caliber of player that's worth 2 first rounders?
Yeah,
I think
he's
he
no
is.
Darrell Revis.
No.
The reason why I'm gonna say his value is there because teams hope to draft a player like him early in the first round. So you give up one first that's guaranteed not going to be a top 10 pick. I mean, they're doing well.
Yeah,
And
yeah. It would be a late
and
round
then the
pick.
other first is next year, so you can worry about that next year. Uh and you're getting a player. Now, a lot of times when these players get traded, they're on the last year or got 2 years left on their contract. So you gotta, that's why these teams give up like a third, a fifth, or a sixth for like an
Right.
all-star player. But he signed, so you're
Yeah.
getting a good contract. They're eating a big chunk of the money, so you're getting basically a starter caliber Pro Bowl talent, and you're getting him for half price salary cap wise. I think that's a win versus a question mark.
Do you think that contract that he signed is it's a 5-year extension?
Yeah, but the Jets are going to be paying about half of it.
No, Jets are paying. No, they did something. I missed it. I would have to. Don't quote me on this. I will go back and fact check it. But I think the Colts are absorbing a lot of that. Yes, is the Jets going to pay out something? I think what he was owed before this extension kicked in, the rest of this season. But I think the Colts are absorbing minimum 4 years of that contract.
But all for the full, like, let's say the contract
Yeah,
is for like 30 million a year.
it's
Uh,
at 26.
are the Colts paying the whole 26? Or are they paying like 15 and the Jets pay
No,
the rest?
no, they're going to be paying the 26. And
Oh,
another reason why I say I feel it's overpaid, because if the Colts had those first round picks, you can flip those first round picks for multiple third round, fourth round picks. You know what I'm saying? So, and I think that's what the Jets are going to do, depending on where they land at the end of the year, who's still on their roster. You know what I'm saying? They're going to, whatever the highest of the two, they'll probably hold on.
And you gotta,
I
The
think
later one, they're going to flip.
I think Jets made the right move for them too, because I think
yeah,
it's a true
For the
win-win.
Jets, yes. The
I think
Jets,
it's a true win-win because,
for the Colts, I think they overpaid just a bit.
but a lot of people say they've seen the Jets have 3 first-round picks before and still
Yeah,
lose.
the Jets are the Jets.
yeah.
So it's like I could see it being like the Goff Rams Stafford Lions trade, where it's a true win-win. The one team gets better now and the other team gets better later.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, also too, the Lions took such they didn't even really take a risk because they got paid back in picks for Matthew Stafford, and they took back Goff, but could have easily, just rerouted to do something else if Goff didn't, seem like that was gonna be the guy. But they really believed in him. They made that shit work. Like, this is only one season that they have of Daniel Jones. Like, they're buying in completely into the Cinderella season. And to trade your first 2 round picks, let's just say they re-sign him to a big deal, and then all of a sudden he goes back to doing what he does with the Giants, that's going to look so bad on that organization. So bad.
I'd rather take my chances with that though, because otherwise, what are you gonna be? You're just gonna be an irrelevant franchise anyway. So
Yeah.
their only hope of being something is Daniel Jones. So it's like you might as well go all in on that, because if you don't do anything with Daniel Jones, you're gonna be sorry anyways.
Right.
With 2 picks though, with 2 first-round picks that you next year, this team could look a little bit different because they gave Sauce Gardner that money, and now they got to pay Daniel Jones because he's on a 1 year. And does Daniel Jones
That's
say
what I'm
he?
saying. That money they're absorbing, man. What are you
Yeah.
going to do when you got to re-sign guys you got already?
Do you think Daniel Jones signs a friendly? I mean, can he ask for too much off of one good season?
Hell yes, he did it with the Giants. He had one good year with the Giants, and he ended up getting that contract that he got. And all of a sudden it didn't work out. The same thing could happen. Like, you don't know. Like, there was a bit of laziness to Daniel Jones with the Giants. He kind of even admitted just a bit of it when he went to the Vikings. He was just like, the way that Kevin O'Connell works, his quarterback room, it was just inspiring. Like, the moment he seen that kind of work ethic, he started implementing that work ethic into himself. And so when he goes to the Colts, he now has the work ethic to go with that skill that he has. So that's why it's kind of worked for him. But we don't know what that looks like when he doesn't have the motivational factor of needing money.
I see we got here. We got okay. I see what kind of guy he is.
No, I don't know. I'm not saying that's the kind of guy. I'm just saying
No, that makes sense though.
it's possible.
He plays best when he's uncomfortable. When you get him comfortable, he relaxes.
Yeah, like, is winning football games really his motivating factor after he gets his money? Is that enough for him? Or is it just the money? Because a lot of guys are out there, and I might be one of them. I might go play professional football and not care about who I play for. I don't care about winning no Super Bowl. Max me out. Max me out. I want to be the best at my position.
I'm paid.
Max me out. Yeah. Like,
Right.
and some guys, they're just like, you know what? I want to be just top 5 paid or top 10 paid. I just want to win. You got some guys like that.
Right.
I don't know if
Okay,
Daniel
so
Jones
this
is
is
one
what
of
This is what I just found, but it doesn't explain all of it. But it says the Colts will be responsible for paying only a prorated portion of his 1.2 to 1.25 million base salary in 2025, but financial commitment heavily increases beginning in 2026.
Okay.
So trying to find a better explanation of what they will have to pay. But going through this article too, fucking Colts gonna have a cold ass defensive back line. If he can come back healthy, they still have Travarius Ward, who hasn't even played yet.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's on injury reserve, expected to return soon. And they also added Cameron Bynum at 4 years, $60 million this past offseason. There's $60 million more gone this offseason. Then you bring in a guy that's making 26 per, because Sauce's contract was what? What was his fucking contract? I just had it.
Here's another thing to factor in too, and this is why they say you should pay guys early, because
The
as
rate
time
goes
goes
up the
on with
following years.
inflation, that
Yes.
26 million will be like, he'll go from
Team
being the
friendly.
highest paid to like the 10th, 20th paid guy,
Okay.
later on, and that'll be a bargain.
Yeah. It says here it is. The Jets' decision to deal Gardner came just months after the sides agreed to a record-setting 4-year, $120 million extension.
4 year, 120 million. That's 30 a year.
That's a fucking lot.
I don't think that's that much for a
And the
top
and
end
the, and the
corner.
Colts, the thing, like I say, the thing is the Colts is absorbing most of it.
If
And you just paid Bynum 60 mil, even though that's very team friendly. That's 4 years, 60 mil. That's nothing. But
If
like you
I'm
say, you got
Colts-
Daniel Jones. If you like Daniel, what
do
is
you pay
Daniel going to
him?
command?
Yeah, that's like if
He
Dak
gets you to the playoffs. He gets you to a AFC title game, bro.
over 30
He's
mil.
gonna like, I need Brock Purdy money minimum.
What's Brock Purdy making?
too much.
Brock Purdy. I think it's 5 years. Oh, man, what is Brock making? I'll tell you right now. Brock Purdy. Brock
See,
Purdy's contract. Yeah. 5 year, 265, bro.
53 million a year. Nah, I'm not paying Daniel Jones that, bro. He gets me to one.
I'm not either.
To get you the
However,
title game, let's just say Danny Dimes get him to the bowl.
I would give him that same rate, but for a 2-year deal.
Oh,
I'm not going to hitch 5 years of my franchise to you, and if you don't want to accept that, you can go.
He had a deal, $14 million for 1 year. That's doing nothing in New York.
And the other thing too is like, if I do give you that kind of money, it's not going to be guaranteed. I'm gonna need to be able to get off of you if you fall short. I'm not going to be the Giants.
Here's the thing too. Sorry, didn't mean to cut you off. My bad. Brock Purdy's contract it's only the 7th highest, bro. There's 7 guys making more than he's making, which I think I say he could have got top 10 money? Yes, but it should have been at 9 or 10. And that's coming from a Niner fan.
But at the
I don't
time,
think
what was
he's
it
the
though?
reason you guys win or lose games.
What was it at the time? He might have been in the top 5 at the time, but then all of a sudden these guys.
No, he was on his rookie contract
when he first got it. Is
when
he
he
on his
first
first year
got
right
it?
now? Is he on his first year right now?
No, the actual first year is next year.
Oh my!
He's on the last year of his rookie contract, and then that new contract kicks in next season.
Oh yeah, you guys got fucking robbed, bro. Even if 53 million is number 12, oh no, fuck no. Hell, what are you gonna do with the rest of the roster?
That's the thing. And the reason what makes the Niners good is the coach and the rest of the roster. You guys are
Yeah.
one of like 3 teams who are not quarterback dependent.
That is tough.
Hey, I think Ayuk's out of there this offseason.
Gotta be.
That
Yeah.
he
So
shouldn't have got
you-
paid because he was just a regular guy who did good because of Shanahan.
He's out of there. That's gonna open up money, but it's still not enough because they paid Kittle.
Kittle
Bosa
earned
is on-
his money. Bosa
Yeah,
earned his money.
Bosa earned his, but I think he's going into year 3 of that deal that he signed at the time. Next season would be year 3 or 4. You got rid of Debo's money that you gave him 2 seasons ago. Who else is getting paid? Oh yeah, Fred Warner signed his deal.
Through 2029.
So yeah, Fred Warner signed his deal. So you got like your star players are all paid, but they're sucking up 65, 70% of your payroll. That's why I say, like, I think Ayuk's out of there. I think Jennings out of there. I think they're going to draft some more young receivers. They like what they got in Ricky Pearsall. I think they're going to keep Jordan Watkins next year on his rookie contract.
These young guys continue year after year to perform. That's like,
Yeah,
I'm the
and
Niners.
that's what I
I'm not paying nobody.
Yeah,
I don't
like I
have
said,
to.
I think Ayuk's out of there, Jennings out of there. I think our wide receiver group next year will be a lot of second year, third year type guys. Maybe one vet that's on a pretty good, team friendly deal. I mean, why not re-sign Kendrick Bourne? Because you ain't gonna have to offer him a lot. I mean, you keep him. You got Ricky Pearsall. You got Jordan Watkins. You bring in another guy. You find that in the draft. And you relieve yourself of a couple of guys off these contracts. You ain't got to pay Jennings what he wants because his value's just dropped. So you can let him go. You got to get off that Ayuk deal, man.
Yeah, they should never play. Any guy, I feel like if you were regular before you came to my team, you shouldn't get paid too much more. Like, especially when it's proven that Shanahan is the reason. Like, it's proven that all these guys are good because of Shanahan.
Shanahan's that offense is built to make a quarterback look better than what he is. You know what I'm saying? Look what he made. He took Jimmy Garoppolo and
The list goes on and on. Mac Jones. I mean, all these guys
Mac
look
Jones,
heroes.
Sam Darnold. You know what I'm saying? So that offense is built for quarterbacks. It's a quarterback friendly offense.
Yeah, and at the same time too, you want somebody that you trust in all. Like, who else would you rather have? Realistically, who else could you have other than Brock Purdy? You're not going to go out there in free agency and find somebody, that's worth picking up and paying. What are you going to do?
Daniel Jones.
Nah, I'd rather have Brock. I mean, for $53 million.
I think at the time, Daniel Jones, people were like kind of off on Daniel Jones, and he went and found a spot and a location that's actually working out for him. And honestly, right now in free agency last season, whatever, you had to pick Purdy or Jones. Given their history, who are you taking?
Darnold was available.
Darnold, Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson, Jameis Winston. For the last
I
couple
wouldn't
of
have mind
years,
paying Aaron Rodgers. Imagine Rodgers on a QB
I thought
friendly.
they were going to go after Aaron Rodgers or Kirk Cousins because Shanahan he's been known his feelings about Kirk Cousins.
And then imagine trading for Kirk Cousins. You don't got to pay that full contract either. If you trade for Kirk Cousins, you're getting him at a half off deal.
Yeah. So I thought they were looking at Kirk or Aaron if they were dealing to just say, you know what, Purdy, we're not paying you that. You know what I'm saying? I thought they were going to go with those guys, older vets that can come in and, like you said, it's a team friendly, it's a quarterback friendly offense. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, again, I was glad we kept Purdy, but at that price, I was still like, that's gonna
That's
strap us for the future. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And I'm like,
now here's
what
the
for what
thing.
Purdy has done for us? I mean, Purdy has, you know what I'm saying? If he wouldn't have got hurt in that game in Philly, we were gonna beat Philly. I had no doubt about beating Philly the year Philly beat KC. Would we have beat KC in the Super Bowl? I don't know. KC seems to be our fucking kryptonite. But Philly wasn't going to beat us in that game where they hurt Purdy. And they came back the following season and they showed you and they fucking destroyed Philly. So, and then they went to the Super Bowl but they ran into Kansas City again.
I think
And then
the reason KC is your guys' kryptonite is because you get to a point where everybody is so good on the other side of the ball. It comes down to having a quarterback who can get it done in those moments.
true. I think this Super Bowl that we just lost, the last one we lost to KC, we had multiple opportunities to beat them. Even the one we lost with Jimmy Garoppolo. If you go back and look, Jimmy Garoppolo over fucking shot Emmanuel Sanders. That was the game. Period. That was the game. We would have put him away. This game where we just lost, fucking, I don't know. The offensive line, man, this shit is trauma just thinking about it. I don't know how the fuck you blow the assignment on any defensive player. You cannot blow the assignment on Chris Jones.
Yeah.
You can blow it on anybody else. You cannot blow your assignment on Chris Jones. They blew the assignment. He came through untouched, blew up Purdy's play. Because if Purdy had a second and a half more, Ayuk was wide open in the back of the end zone by himself. But because Chris Jones came through unscathed, they blew it. Purdy had to rush it.
I mean, look at the year the Rams won the Super Bowl. Aaron Donald came and Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yeah. And I mean, we were trailing, you know what I'm saying? But in that Super Bowl, I think it was tied and it went to overtime. But we would have won that game right there. I mean, we would have went up and KC would have only had the ball with what I think it was under a minute under a minute, something like that. I can't remember. Don't quote me on that, but we had opportunities, man, and I just think KC is our kryptonite for some reason.
I think your team. I think to an extent your team can carry you so much, but I think in a quarterback-driven league, I think eventually you're gonna need a quarterback to make an Aaron Rodgers type of play.
Yeah,
I mean, Brock Purdy can make some plays though, because let's not sell him short on his ability to make play. There's a lot of times he's been able to extend plays and make something out of nothing. Like, let's just if we think about systems and how much quarterbacks need to fit a certain system, and I just want to throw this out there. How well do you think each quarterback would do if the roles were reversed? So if Andy Reid had Brock Purdy and Kyle Shanahan had Pat Mahomes.
Yeah. 49ers would have multiple championships.
Hell yeah.
You don't think there's more to that aspect of Andy Reid being able to bring out even more from Brock Purdy or even that defense, because it was elite defense that's really kind of solidified things for KC compared to just overwhelming offense. For years it was that defense. They've had some top 5 defenses when they won championships. Right. So
that's true. But I still feel like This you need quarterbacks to make a play late, unless your defense is just like when the Ravens won a Super Bowl type of defense, like them old school Steelers defenses. It's
I mean, it only
you
looks
gotta
better
have.
because it only looks better because they got away with so much shit. Like Ed Reed had no business doing all those blindside hits to so many people. Brian Dawkins had no business doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of these guys had no business making the hits that they made. It only looks so great because there was a lot of bullshit going on back then. Like it was a lot of hard hitting that rightfully so needed to be kind of checked because the NFL even, I mean, viewership to a certain point. I'm not trying to watch games where the best offensive players are not playing because they're getting cracked in the knees or getting cracked. You know what I'm saying? Like it's with that. Oh, hold on. Somebody just did something. So somebody posted on the group chat. Oh, he's trying to get I don't know if he's trying to get some not on the group chat, but somebody posted on the chat on Twitch. Who would you drop from my team? So I guess this is a question for both of y'all, Keith, Sean. This guy, J Cup 4, is on a 12-man, half PPR, 2 flex. And his starters are Drake May, Bijan. If you can read the Twitch chat, it'll probably be easier for y'all to just kind of see and make a decision. But his starters are Drake, May, Bijan, Genty, JSN, Igbuka, Fannin, Shakir, and Dowdle. And his bench is that just seems like I feel like you're on a team all by yourself. Like his team is stacked. He got CD on his bench, Woody Marks, Fannin, Golden. I mean, you got a pretty stacked team. He's asking who should he drop out of that fucking team, if anybody at all. I mean, who the fuck would you pick up? Why would you drop anybody?
It's
Let's be honest.
either Bill or Golden.
But who would you pick up though? Who would be worth dropping those? Because projection wise and just
You gotta go with Bill just because you don't know what the hell's going on over there.
I don't know. I
I
guess
didn't
it's
say
just
that.
I'm keeping Fannin and Theo Johnson
I'm
because
keeping
they both looking nice.
yeah, I'm keeping Fannin. I'm keeping I may drop Golden just simply for the fact there's too many receivers there now. You got Christian Watson
Golden's
back
not
there.
getting the production. Golden's is not getting that.
Yeah.
He's not getting the lift.
Yeah, plus Golden there's so many receivers and options over there. I don't see Golden. Golden could have a good game, but he has zero chance of becoming the dominant guy over there.
The fact that he
So
got
yeah, I'll
CD
say
on his I mean, it's week 10, he's on a bye. But I mean, damn.
it's Bill or Golden.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's Bill or Golden. Well, no, I don't think
Yeah,
it's
I
Bill.
would,
I just think it's just probably Golden.
I think
Hold
it's
on, just
Golden.
playing.
I
Golden
mean,
is not
because
getting.
he has Bajan and Gene T,
Yeah, he only
and
has them.
they're good on bye weeks for the rest of the
Yeah, but Genty, you
season.
got to go against Denver twice. You got to go against KC. You got to go against the Chargers. You got to go up against some pretty good defenses that Genty could have straight up duds. But if you're gonna play Bill or Marks, I'm not even excited to throw those guys in there, or even thinking about throwing those guys in there over Genty, to be honest with you. But I think I'd rather keep the running backs just in case. Just in case. I mean, but Bill is not. He lost Jaden Daniels. What do you expect Bill to do against Marcus Mariota? That's pretty tough.
Yeah, exactly, man. It's. I think. Yeah, you nerf when you lose Jaden Daniels. Your team is nerfed to a degree when you lose Jaden Daniels, man.
No, yeah, for sure. Like I'm looking at McLaurin a little different. I've been watching Treylon Burks all year to figure out where the fuck he was gonna go. The moment he signs with the Commanders, I was thinking about just picking him up and then just stashing him and holding hoping to kind of see some kind of revitalization of his career. But now at this point, I'm looking at it like, I don't know if I want to hold anybody from the Commanders. I don't know if that offense is going to be anything, or if they even want to even make it or turn it into something that it's not. Like, why force it? You know what I'm saying? Why force the trying to win all these games? And I'm not saying they're going to lose on purpose, but we know what owners do. We know what this whole bet shit all that bet shit come into play.
All of that.
Yeah.
Draft gonna play a role in where you finish, all of that stuff, man. So
Yeah. J Cup on Twitch, you got a pretty stacked team, man. I'm not gonna lie. That's for a 12 man. You got a pretty stacked team. What's your record?
I didn't see that. I was looking for where you put it in, but I didn't see it.
It's on Twitch. It's in the Twitch chat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So his record is 6-3, third place, most points. I mean, that makes sense. You got wide receivers that are overproducing, like JSN, where you picked him. He's a first-round wide receiver. You got Igbuka. You picked him late. He's pretty much a
You sound like he in a sister auntie league.
I mean, low key, like this is a stacked team, but it makes sense because I'm looking at it. He took Bijan first, then he took Genty. No, he picked Bijan first, then he took CD. Then he'd have to have been able to take Genty, or some trades had to come around because
he got all the sleepers. He got JSN and Buka are total sleepers you could have came up on late.
I think JSN for sure, probably like
JSN. Did anybody see this coming from JSN?
Yeah, it says he traded Bowers and Chase Brown to get Igbuka and Genty. What a trade of the year.
Wow.
Pollard and Odunze for Bijan.
What? Who's in the league, bro?
Yeah, I mean, someone really was a Bears fan, or
it's unethical. It's unethical for you to ask for advice when your team is that stacked.
Yeah, you don't need to ask for anything. What do you do? What do you do? Shit. Yeah, you're killing it.
Hey, you're making these trades. Is there any fight back for these trades or any other guys in the league? Like, what the fuck is going on? Like, that's a crazy trade.
No, yeah. To be able to get Bijan for that. Yeah.
Mortgage sales. Those guys got plenty of money. They don't care.
Especially in a half PPR. You're in a half PPR.
They don't care if they lose.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's nuts, bro. Wow.
Yeah, man. Thank you for joining, man. We appreciate it. Thank you for joining.
I'm gonna check out, man. I'm gonna go ahead and bang this workout out, man.
Oh yeah.
That was fun, bro. I'm gonna try to get on here more often or whatever. I had the evening off, so I was like, I'm gonna join in today.
No, yeah, for sure. It was good having you, bro. Appreciate it. I'm actually got to log off too because I just got back from Vegas and I owe my girl a date night, so I gotta fulfill that promise.
Do what you gotta do, man. Don't end up in the doghouse.
Real quick, how do y'all feel the Shaheed is gonna impact fantasy wise to JSN? You think that's gonna take away from JSN's targets?
No.
I'm not gonna lie. I need a little bit more time on that.
I don't think so, because I think if you follow a pecking order, Horton's still number 2. So Horton's gonna still get more targets than Shaheed unless Shaheed just, blowing by his guy every fucking time. You know what I'm saying? So, and then where are you gonna put Shaheed? Are you putting Shaheed in the slot? Are you gonna run him in the slot at any point in time? Or are you only gonna run him wide?
So. And then Myers to Jacksonville. You think he's the new number 1?
I love it.
No, I don't think he's the number 1 right away. In actuality, I think it it helps Brian Thomas.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think it helps Brian Thomas.
I think it helps him because it allows him to get outside of his head. He's thinking a little bit too much, too many drops, too many things going on inside of his head. Once you get somebody like Jacoby Myers, you have somebody like Travis Hunter. You were just a rookie last year, and Travis Hunter comes in and it's starting to take a little bit of that shine from you because he can do both things on the floor. It does something to you mentally. You're no longer the guy. Now you got a veteran that's going to come in and be like, yo, I'm going to show you kind of how to work. Because Jacoby Myers is a worker. He's not like one of those big name guys. He had to come up and get all his shit just out the mud.
Yeah. Jacoby's far from a bum. He's not a bum.
He is not a bum. He is
so I think it helps Brian Thomas.
I think so.
I think it helps him.
Yeah. But all right, y'all. I appreciate it, man. J Cup, I appreciate it, bro. We have the what's it called? The Discord in the Twitch chat if you do want to join, bro. And if you want to be in one of these episodes on a different episode, we could probably pick your brain just as much as you could probably pick ours. But yeah, man, I appreciate y'all. Thank you, Sean Keith. J Cup again. Thank y'all. But that's a wrap for this one, man.
All right, y'all. Peace, bro.
All right, y'all.
Peace out.